Hi class, welcome to week 9. This week you are starting cellular respiration, so let's highlight a couple things in this week. You will find that this material is a little bit more dense, but it's really interesting. I love the fact that we begin to talk about, not only these macronutrients, right, that we eat, fats and carbohydrates mainly, because those are really our fuel substrate, because we all know protein wasn't designed to be used as a fuel. But now that we're actually saying, okay, well, how does that actually generate ATP? And what are the differences? What is the differences between glycolysis and what is the difference between lipolysis? What's going to be really important as you move forward that you really understand that. You really understand the differences between anaerobic and aerobic ATP metabolism and so on. And so, you have some videos assigned to you. You also have this little thing, and it's kind of a fun thing. This is from a biology textbook, so you will be asked a few questions on this particular computer. I'm not set up for Adobe, and so all you have to do is do your compatibility check and you can be set up for that. But it's a little video and then it'll ask you questions. And so this is a kind of a fun way to test yourself. It's not an assignment, but another way for you to practice the material. And so, of course, you have a Chapter 9 activity. Actually, this Learn Smart is shorter than many of the others, and so you might get through it kind of quickly. The other thing that I want to direct your attention to is the diet analysis project is starting this week. This assignment is worth 20% of your grade. This is your major signature assignment for this course. And so because of the monumentous occasion, you've got a brand new button on the left-hand side of your screen right here. And so because we begin the signature assignment now, when we turn in the final piece in finals week, I want to house all of your signature assignment stuff in one location so you always know if it's a signature assignment, part of that you'll go right here, and always put something in your weekly folder to remind you to go to this button. And so let me take you through here. As a student, you're not going to be able to see this portion. Not all these steps are filled in yet. I'm building them as I go. The first step is filled in. The very first thing I want you to do, though, is I want you to read the whole project. Because even though we will do this in stages and in pieces, I want you to be familiar with the whole big picture of the assignment, because that will really help you easily complete it. And so the point of this is that you are going to choose 2 to 3 nutrition recommendations and to execute for 7 full days. And you're going to do this with purpose, meaning that you're going to identify something within your life or areas within your life to work on, and you're going to state a reason why to work on them. And the why really is around a problem. So that's why we call it a problem statement. So, for example, if obesity runs in your family, or type 2 diabetes, or basically you're uncomfortable with your body, that might be a reason. It may not be anything other than you realized on your 32-hour no sugar that you're really unhappy and you were miserable and you have a high reliance on sugar. Maybe you've decided now it's time to address that. So your problem can look like a multitude of things. The nutrition recommendations that you choose need to be scientifically founded, because when you get to your paper portion, which is part B, you are going to need to support these with peer-reviewed journal articles. And when I say peer-reviewed, I mean research that's been done where an experiment or correlation or epidemiology study has been conducted, not by one individual, but by multiple, so not opt-ed pieces. And you are using this information to support the recommendations that you've selected. But for your journal portion, what you're really doing is you are checking with me that the recommendations you have chosen are good ones, they're elaborate enough, and that your problem has enough information. Because ultimately, when you're building this assignment, you're going to run that by me, you're going to write a paper on it, and then you're going to develop a plan of action to execute your change of diet, and then you are going to write a paper on that, and then you'll do a final reflection paper. So in total, there's about 165 points built into the assignment. It's worth about 20% of your grade. And so that is why you want to be thinking about the whole process. And then when it comes to just this little part that's done this week, really identifying what exactly is my problem, why is it a problem, How does it relate to my own life experience? And then what is the recommendations that I'm going to implement to solve this problem? I've given you an example here of a really good example of exactly what your journal should look like. Obviously, the problem or the recommendations may not apply to you. I encourage you to use statements like problem statement and recommendations. This is your opportunity to make sure that you're on track, because you can kind of see this project builds on each other. And so if you're off track here, you're going to slowly and predictably lose points down the way. And so what will happen is you will complete this and I will grade it and give it right back to you so you can begin to work on the paper portion, which I will introduce next week. Okay, so I would encourage you to really think about it, read through the project, and then decide what you would like to modify, and then make sure and read my feedback when I do grade it. Don't look at your grade, because if you completed the assignment, I will give you full points if you completed all aspects of it, but that doesn't mean I didn't give you good feedback that would cause you to lose points later. So you definitely want to evaluate that. Okay, so again, all of your signature assignment stuff can be found under the signature assignment button, as well as this. And then you will always have a reminder in your weekly folder where to go for that work. Okay, have a wonderful week 9, and feel free to email me if you have any questions.